Good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC English. Before into class, I would like to know if I'm audible and visible, and is the presentation clear? And shall I continue? Yes? Fine. So, audible and visible. Okay. So, today's topic is aptitude. So, what are you capable of? It is like a question which is challenging, but actually, aptitude is more than that. It's a better understanding about what are our own capability or ability to do something. Fine. So, we'll go into the topic. Before that, this we are going to do in the India's largest learning platform, Unacademy, because you do have daily live classes, live test and quizzes, structured courses, and then unlimited access. Yes, so unlimited access is for both the live classes and the recorded sessions. And then you can download the app in Google Play Store and also Apple Store. And then about me, people who know about me very big high, and people who are new, I'm an engineer basically, and I have 4 years of experience in civil services. I have mentored more than 100 students, and I'm anthropology faculty, and I have experience in NEET also. So this is the link for the Telegram channel for GS, and this is unacademy.com. That is for my profile in the Unacademy, where you can follow me and see what are all the courses I have. And a gentle reminder, today we have class top 50 polity questions. We'll be having a discussion at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Fine. So I have two classes, polity and ethics. Polity at 10 a.m., ethics at 3:30 p.m. And this is my Telegram channel, Unacademy_Suba Keerthana. If you go and search in the Telegram, you will have this. Yes. So this is the thing, and you are interacting with the top educators, and the syllabus is also designed such a way that it meets the demand of UPSC. And the UPSC CSE subscription details are here. And when you are subscribing for the Unacademy Plus or Iconic, it's either Plus or Iconic, you can use my code SUBA to avail a 10% of discount. Okay, so SUBA, my name is Suba Keerthana, the first half. SUBA is the code, promo code. You can use it to get a 10% of discount. And then, so iconic and plus and iconic both are awesome, but in iconic you have a personal coach who will give you a personalized feedback on a day-to-day basis, which will help you to do very much better in the examination. So you should know what you are doing, you should know where you are standing. So if that is available on a day-to-day basis, and if that is available on every action you do in the preparation process, it's really awesome. So I think you should take that, and you should opt for this daily means answer writing session is also there inside iconic, which is really helpful. And you can use my code SUBA to get a 10% of discount. This is for iconic details. This is the plus details. In plus also you have live classes, test series, unlimited practice and structured schedule. But in the iconic you have something called as personalized coaching and feedback. So that is the thing. Here also you can use my code. So this is the special class session. Today, as I told you, we have discussion on top 50 polity questions for prelims. Polity questions for prelims. So this will take place for 2 hours, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Fine, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So I will meet you all there. It's a free session. Everyone can attend, especially when you are attempting this prelims. It's very helpful. If you are attempting the next prelims, you will have an idea how the question comes. You will know how to prepare for the examination. Instead of just studying your books, if you know what to study in that book, which is very helpful. So I think you should attend the special classes. It's a free class which you will be meeting me in the Unacademy platform. Fine. Next, aptitude for civil services. What do you mean by aptitude for civil services? See, To become a bureaucrat, is it just the knowledge enough? Is it just the intelligence enough? No. Here, aptitude doesn't mean only the knowledge or the content. You study history, you study geography, polity. Is that enough? Why do we have a separate paper for GS? GS4 is just for ethics. Why? Because aptitude includes aptitude for ethics also. So we'll be seeing how this class will go on is like we'll be seeing what is the aptitude, and then we'll be seeing the difference between skills, ability and aptitude, and then we'll be seeing the difference between attitude and aptitude. So what will happen when attitude and aptitude combine? We'll see that, and then we'll be seeing how to realize your aptitude, how to identify your aptitude, and then we'll be going to what are the methods to identify your aptitude. All these things we'll be seeing today. Fine. So let's go into the class. Good afternoon. So yes, people are joining now. Good afternoon. So I'm really happy to meet you all daily on the sessions because you are being very good learners who is triggering, not just good teaching. You're triggering me to learn more. So that's good. You are also learning, also learning. It's a really good thing. So we'll go into the class. So aptitude for civil services. An aptitude is defined as a skill to acquire certain abilities. So can you acquire new abilities? That is called as aptitude. Do you have the capacity to learn something new? It's called as aptitude. Fine. So, through practice and training, if I have to teach you something, you should have an aptitude. It's not like depending upon my way of teaching, it is also depending upon your degree of learning. That degree of learning, that skill to acquire a knowledge is called as aptitude. So, it is important that civil servant carry both an ethical attitude and sharp aptitude. So, an ethical attitude means a civil servant should be an ethical person. Along with that, he should be able to acquire new knowledges. So, proper attitude and proper aptitude will lead to a very great civil servant. So, we'll be seeing, we are in that process. So, this class, morning polity classes to generate aptitude. The morning polity classes to generate more knowledge in you. The afternoon class ethics is to generate a proper attitude in you. Okay, so it's going in such manner. So, we'll see this. The word aptitude is derived from the word aptos, which means fitted for. So, as I told you, can you learn something new? That is what is the thing. To be honest, if civil services aspirant, if UPSC examination aspirants think that this learning process will end when the results are out and you get selected, no. Actually, throughout your life, you are going to keep learning new things. In your training, you are going to learn new things. In your life, you have to learn new things. You should be a person who keeps updating oneself regularly. Only then that civil servant will be fit in that particular service. That is why the UPSC is having a test called as CSAT 2 aptitude test. Yes or no? So in that, what do you have it in that aptitude test? You have reasoning, you have. So this aptitude is to check if you can learn new things. It's not just whatever you know already. It is also check, do you have the ability to learn new things? So that is what is called as aptitude. So do you fit for this service? That is what they like to find out. So it is defined as a natural or inherent talent. Keep this in mind, guys. Aptitude is natural or inherent talent that you should have in yourself to acquire a certain ability or ability in the future through appropriate training. Either you should have it in natural format or in future through a training. So either you should be naturally a person with lots of knowledge, or in future you should be able to learn that. Some people will be good cricket players by nature. Some, when they do proper training, they'll become a very good cricket players. So that is what UPSC is testing you. So are you a person who's already having knowledge, or you can be taught with that knowledge? Fine. So that is what is aptitude. So it can be both mental and physical. I'll tell you how. Mental aptitude is, first example for mental aptitude is learning a language. Best example for physical aptitude is how fast you can run. Do you understand? So physical and mental aptitude. So mental aptitude is related to your brain. What is the capacity of your brain to learn something? Physical aptitude is again what is the capacity of your body? What is the physical aptitude? What is the physical ability of your body is called as physical aptitude. For UPSC, what do you think? Do they check only mental aptitude or they check physical aptitude also? So this is my question. Try to answer. So this is the question for UPSC CSE examination or any examination, any competitive examination for UPSC, under UPSC, see, civil services examination is not just the examination under UPSC. There are n number of examination under UPSC. Generally, in this test, do they check only mental aptitude or physical aptitude also? This is my question. Fine. Okay. So let me wait what you answer. Yes. So having an aptitude in a particular job increases the probability of success. So we'll see this. Are we having a proper aptitude for what we are working? What will happen if we have a proper aptitude? What will happen if we do not have a proper aptitude? Everything will be seen. Especially in Indian context, how does this aptitude help in a life is very important. We'll learn that. Fine. Natural tendency. So it refers to the capabilities that is present in a person's DNA. By birth, by DNA, that person will be having certain capability. For example, few people learn languages very easily. Okay, like many of my friends know at least 6 languages. They have the interest, obviously, and also aptitude. They should have that ability, inherent talent to learn a language. Just with interest, we cannot do anything. Maybe we can do, but it will take time and more training. Okay, next. Humans are born with the capacity to learn and use language, but individually it varies. Some people like write poetry. Some people can speak very fluently. The vocabulary they have is astonishing. Some people can actually use their language effectively, but the degree varies. That is what. But everyone can speak, everyone can read and write, but the degree of the depthness in your Indian language is based on the aptitude. Yes, language is not something which is very easy to learn it at such an early age of life because we need an inherent capacity to learn it. This inherent capacity is called as aptitude, but as I told you, it is not same for every person. Different people have different levels of aptitude for learning language. For example, in terms of language alone, poets are there who have a very high degree of learning language, and then people who can fluently read and write. Fluency, so some people can speak well, some people can write well, some people can just talk without any issue, but some people actually have problem even in conversing. Okay, only with language you have these many degrees of aptitude. So just imagine how much level of aptitude you might have in life. Fine. So let's see that. It is also important that person can learn even those for which he doesn't have aptitude. You can ask me, ma'am. So you are telling me that if you have aptitude, you will learn something. If I don't have aptitude, what will happen? Nothing will happen. The thing is, you have to give more. You have to give more effort. That's all. You have very less aptitude for a particular thing. You have to work very hard. Okay, so yeah, someone has asked me. It is for both mother tongue and other languages. For mother tongue also, a person might have a mother tongue, but it doesn't mean it is different from other languages. The thing is, maybe the way he learns is through his life, but the thing is everybody do not excel in their mother language, so it can be any language, the aptitude varies. Fine. Okay, let's come to this concept. If I do not have aptitude or if I have less aptitude, what should I do? So you can learn something without aptitude or very less aptitude also, but the problem is it is very tough. It is, you need more training, you need more time. Sometimes what happens, it's tiresome, it creates stress unless you have interest. Some people have very big interest, but they will be having less aptitude, but still with their hard work they succeed. That is one case. On the other side, some people do not have aptitude, they do not have interest also, but still because of situation they'll be forcing to do that. For those people, it is actually tough, and it creates stress in the life. Generally, you can take the day-to-day life of many people. The degree they opt for, the UG degree or the profession they choose, are sometimes, as I told you, sometimes are not based on their interest or aptitude. It's somewhere because of some external factors. They keep suffering, and then they feel very bad, and they don't have a job satisfaction. So that is the stage where they start facing stress. So if you feel stress in your work, it means you do not love it, number one, or you do not have aptitude for it. Fine, so that is what is this thing. But intense learning with great motivation, positive aptitude, and environmental support can help him to become a good team leader. Okay, so these things are very important. If you do, if you even do not have leadership skills, but if you're properly trained with a proper method, positive environment, and positive aptitude, you can actually become a good leader. Next. So it's often seen a difference. What? See, a person who's not having an aptitude of the leadership skills, but he has been trained and motivated, yes, he can become a good leader. But only a person with good aptitude can become a great leader. Okay, that is the only difference. So if you are trained properly, if you have interest, yes, you can become a good performer. But a great performer, you need aptitude. Fine. So that is what is the thing. See, do not think that aptitude is not a single term. For example, I am bad at singing, which means I do not have an aptitude for singing, but I might have a very good aptitude in painting. Okay, I can paint well, so I have a good aptitude in painting. I might be a bad singer, but I'm a very great painter. So this is the difference between aptitudes. So there is no person in this world without any kind of aptitude. Everybody have different aptitudes in life, different talents in their life. According to that, it keeps changing. Fine. So like some people are very good at numbers, some people are very good at artworks, some people are very good at studying, some people are very good at sports. So it changes from people to people. The aptitude changes from people to people. Fine. So everything is fine, ma'am. So you're talking about aptitude, uh, the capacity to do something, fine. But what is skill? What is aptitude? What is ability? So are there, these three sound similar: skill, aptitude, and ability. Skill, aptitude, and ability sound very similar. But what actually are they, ma'am? I'll tell you what. The simple difference is time. What is that? First of all, skills. So I said the difference is time. Skill is something you have already learnt in past. Skill is something you have already learnt in past, and you know it very well. You're doing it in present. That's called a skill. Then, but ability is something you are, you are learning now. You are using it now, and you are learning now, is called as ability. So skill is something in past, ability is something in present, aptitude is something in future. I'll give you an example. I have a better skills in driving, which means I drive really well, which I learnt very long back. I'm doing good. I have skills, better skills. I have a good skills in driving, or I have a good skills in painting, which means I have learnt it already. I'm good at it now. What does ability means? Ability means at present I'm learning to drive, I'm learning to paint. So I have ability to paint, I have ability to drive is called as abilities. The present, if you're learning, it is called as abilities. Fine. Abilities with the proper practice convert into skill. So you can write it like this: ability plus practice equal to skill. So you are learning something. If you properly practice that for very long time, that particular thing becomes your skill. Fine. Next, aptitude. So what is aptitude? Aptitude is something the person does in the future. So that person is having the capacity to learn that, and he can actually convert it into skill, is called as aptitude. For example, in terms of civil servant, he is doing his job well by serving public. So It means that he has the ability to become a civil servant, means he has already the traits of reason, physical fitness, morality, which will help him become a good civil servant. That is what is the thing. So if a person is having reasoning, moral thinking, all these things at the present, they are his abilities, and that is going to make him in future a civil servant. That is the aptitude. Okay, so the person is having an aptitude to become a civil servant. So that how do you find out? By checking your abilities. That is why you have all these tests. Okay, UPSC, we'll discuss that also, how UPSC examination is designed, what aptitude do they check, also we are going to see it in today's class. Okay, so aptitude is really really important for any job, not just civil services. But civil services, it is even more tested properly, because it is very important to be a good civil servant, because without knowledge and without proper attitude, it is a very big question if that person can be a proper civil servant. Okay, so let's see that. Appropriate training. So aptitude is converted into a skill only when appropriate training is given. That is why you have a foundation course, and then according to your service you will have a proper training in these respective academies. And then you have an on-job training, which you will be going to your cadres and you will be working there, and then only you are taken to the service. Do you understand? So you are writing the examination. So this examination is to check your ability, your skill and aptitude, all the three combined. So you are getting selected. So what will happen after that? You have an appropriate training. So how they are training you? You will have a foundational course. So where everyone, every officers, every trainees are trained together, and then you are taken to the academies of your respective services. So National Police Academy for IPS, and then Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy for Indian Forest Service officers, and then for IAS officers they are taken to Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute in Mussoorie. So everybody are taken to their respective institutes, respective academies, where they are properly trained. Is that training ending there? No. Then they are taken to on-job training to their respective cadres. There you will be trained for at least 3 or 4 months. Then you are given your respective positions. So before you taking a position as a civil servant, you are trained, for almost minimum a year. So minimum a year you are getting trained for becoming a civil servant. So an aptitude can get converted into a skill only with proper training. Fine. So you can ask me one thing. So MS Dhoni is like very famous, and he recently retired. We know very well he has a inherent he has aptitude. So when we see aptitude realization, aptitude identification, obviously I'm going to quote MS Dhoni, because I don't know if there is a perfect example, or both understandable relatable example other than that person. So he might have an inherent capacity, inherent talent. Yes, he might have aptitude, but do you think he'll be so successful if he did not train himself, or he did not get trained properly? No. So he has some talent. So by teaching you proper techniques, so let's take a cricketer. So a cricketer have an inherent talent. So someone will identify that person, and then he is given proper training. So after proper training, he will develop a skill, and with that skill, he will become a very good player. Let's take a dancer. So there is a person who can dance well. So that person is taken to an academy, a dance academy. There he has been given proper training by the dance master. He is given proper training based on the tricks and techniques. So he become a good dancer. So this is what is the thing. So aptitude without training. So aptitude plus training will become skill. So you people can note down this also. So ability plus practice is equal to skill. Aptitude plus training is equal to skill. Do you all understand? Of course, aptitude depends from person to person. Aptitude depends in various levels, I'll tell you. First of all, aptitude depends on the type. Type in the sense, type in the sense, some person dance well, some person sings well, some person plays cricket well, person runs faster, some person are very good at studying their subjects, some are very good at physics, some are very good at maths, everything. So type, aptitude changes from person to person based on type, number one. Number two, aptitude changes based on degree also. For example, how degree? Let's take a cricketer. You know, the very famous example. Let's take a cricketer. Are all cricketers playing very well, or all of them playing easily? No. Some will be playing extraordinarily. Some will be playing very good. Some play well, some are okay, like they play okay. So this is the degree of, you know, this in the should is like, you know, learning language, and then anything, learning language or learning a subject, everything, learning to sing, these all come under the concept of mental aptitude. Physical aptitude is like physical strength, what height you are, what you know, weight you are, or these are called as physical aptitudes. Fine. How fast you can run, how well you can dance. Dancing is a combination of mental and physical aptitude. Singing is a combination of mental aptitude. So these kind of things is called as types of aptitude. So two types, one is mental aptitude, the other one is physical aptitude. Okay, so in physical aptitude, UPSC wants both mental and physical aptitude, especially for some postings, for some services. You can see that IPS officer, you know, they want a minimum requirement of 165 centimeter for male category. For female, it's 155 centimeter. Like that, it varies. So this is the types of aptitude, mental, physical aptitude. At the same time, it's an aptness or quickness to succeed in a specific field of activity is also called as aptitude. How fast you can achieve success. So that is what is the thing. So through training, someone usually acquire a specified knowledge, skill set. All these are called as aptitude. It's a capability of learning a task, learning something new. See this, everybody is a genius. So with this, you know, I have to discuss some more important concept. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. That is how, you know, in many places, the ability of person, the aptitude of persons are tested not in a proper manner, or sometimes we do not choose a proper test to check our aptitude. So a fish's ability is by swimming. A monkey's ability is by climbing tree. A horse ability is to run fast. So every person's ability should be checked based on the appropriate training. But what happens is that here is the problem only with the education system, or is here the problem is only with the testing mechanisms? No, the problem also lies within ourselves. So let's see what are the problem that lies within ourselves or how to rectify it. So in that case, what are the recognized aptitudes as of now? What do we call as aptitude at this present world? Is that first is general learning capacity. So how you are studying, so what mark you score, all these things are called general learning capacity. And then verbal aptitude, how well you can communicate is called as verbal aptitude. And the numerical aptitude, how good are you at numbers? Some people really speak well, but when it comes to numbers they are okay, but some people do not speak that much, but they are very good at maths or physics. So this is called as verbal aptitude or numerical aptitude. And then form perception, you know, form perception is like, some people are very good at, you know, seeing a map and understanding a map. When they are, you know, traveling through some route, once they go they just memorize those routes in their mind. So this all comes under, you know, form perception or visual memory, all these things. Reasoning aptitude, some people are very good at finding out why this is happening. So they, you know, you very well know that CSAT 2 paper, you have numerical aptitude, verbal aptitude, reasoning aptitude, visual memory, you know that very well. Yes, so if you just take your CSAT 2 paper, I told you CSAT 2 paper is an aptitude test. In that paper, you have all these things, verbal questions, you know, comprehensions you have, and the numerical aptitudes, you have maths-based problems, And the reasoning aptitude questions like, people are sitting in circle, this person is sitting this near this person, near this person, all these things. So, and then visual memory, they have statistics based question, creativity, and also remote association. Language learning aptitude, how fast you can learn languages. Why language learning aptitude is important for UPSC? Because we know very well, for all India services, different cadres can be allotted. So if I am from one state, I might not expect that I will get my home cadre, because unless and until I score a very high marks, it's really for me to get home cadres. But now there are different changes in the conditions, so I might get any state. So especially in all India services or central services, you might get posted anywhere within the India. In that situation, if I do not have a proper language learning aptitude, do you think I can survive in a job? Leave your civil services. Nowadays, at this time of globalization, we will be staying in here to have a livelihood. When we find an opportunity, if language is a barrier, obviously it is really tough. Because I personally know many people who are in different countries, different states, different places, everything. As a civil servant especially, if you do not have a native language, if you do not have a very good learning in a native language, it is really tough to be a good bureaucrat. You can ask me, ma'am, how just language can change my quality as a proper civil servant. I'll tell you why. There is a person who is coming to talk to you to tell his grievances, and he has come to ask some solution to you. You can have a translator, yes, but the thing is that, will that be completely conveyed? The same feeling, will that be completely conveyed? No. The on the other way also, you are trying to convey something, you are trying to give them solution. So same way you're going through a translator. Do you think that will be also properly working? No. Other places. If you're going to a cadre, you have official documents based on that particular state's official language. So if you cannot read those documents, read those documents in the official language, so it will be really tough. You cannot always have someone to help you with the language. But if you have a proper language ability, obviously it is going to be very good. Okay, so language is go to culture. So if you want, if inside, especially within our country, if you're going to work in some cadre, if you're going to work in some different state, if you know their language, you are culturally linked with them, which will make you a very good bureaucrat. Inside India, without connection with the culture, people will not accept you as a, as someone who can give them good protection or good life. So learning language is very important. That is a must. You will get that in training. It's not just a choice. It's the only option you have. You have to actually learn the native language of your cadre. So it will definitely come with interest along with the proper aptitude. That also is checked in the UPSC examination, because you have two language papers. One you have an English, and one native language. So when you properly know your native language, you can actually learn any other languages. Fine. Next, finger dexterity, skill oriented ability. Finger dexterity is like, some people will do really good art. Even painting is based on your finger dexterity. So these are the recognized aptitude. These are something called as aptitude by different people. Fine. So till now I am saying aptitude, 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 aptitude that, aptitude this, but is aptitude and intelligence same? No. I'll tell you how. Intelligence is a narrower concept. I can actually quantify intelligence. You can see this, no, intelligence quotient. IQ. So we would have seen that that scientist was having that much IQ. This child is having this much IQ. For the very first time, an animal is having this much IQ. All these things we were seeing. So generally, intelligence can be quantified. It is a narrower process, but aptitude, you cannot actually quantify aptitude. Fine. So that is what is the thing. IQ denotes intelligence as a single measurable trait, whereas aptitude breaks the intelligence down into different characteristics. So we just saw different kind of aptitudes. Some people will be very good at one thing. If I am good at verbal, I might be having a problem with numerical. Together, all these things together is called as intelligence, but it is called as IQ. But when a person is identified what are all the proper aptitude he has, when trained properly, he'll get a proper skill in future, might have a very good future in his particular career. Fine. So this is the difference between aptitude and intelligence. So what is the difference? Aptitude is non-quantifiable. Intelligence is actually quantifiable with some numerical units, which is called as intelligence quotient. Fine. Next. Aptitude is better applied intra-individually to determine what task a person is capable of performing. So this is what is important. So aptitude and IQ is a general terminology, but aptitude is more important, especially with life, because a person who's very good at IQ might be okay with everything. A person with very less IQ will be actually better at one particular thing in a in a very astonishing manner, and that person will become successful in life. Okay, we could have seen all these people who have achieved a lot will say that I have failed in college and then I was not doing this properly, but I became successful. Why? Because they realized what is their capacity in doing something, they properly worked on it and they achieved success. So that is why aptitude realization is very important. Coming to aptitude and attitude, both sound similar. Many people actually get confused with aptitude and attitude. So what is aptitude? First, coming to attitude, we know very well about attitude. In our class we actually discussed about attitude. Attitude is nothing but a positive or negative or a favor or disfavor towards something is called as attitude. Aptitude means the ability to develop certain skills. Are they both connected? Do you think aptitude and attitude are connected with each other? This is what I'm asking. Is aptitude and attitude connected? If so, what? I'll tell you. Aptitude plus attitude is equal to altitude. How, ma'am? Let's take different possibilities. A person is having a very good aptitude. So positive aptitude, positive attitude. So positive aptitude, he's having a very good knowledge. Positive attitude here means he's a very good person, positive manner. Is equal to he will have success in life. Number one. Next, a person is having negative attitude, but he is having a positive attitude. He can actually practice well and also can attain success. Fine. So if a person is having a positive aptitude and positive attitude, so he will properly work on it and he will achieve success in life. A person with negative aptitude means not that good aptitude, the degree of learning is less, but still if he is so hopeful and still if he is working hard, he will also achieve success in life. But on the other hand, a person is having a positive aptitude, he is very good at knowledge, but he is having a negative attitude. What will happen? Harm. He might become harm to the society, he might become harm to some individuals, he might harm himself. We know very well there are many people with very knowledge, but they have a very negative attitude, which is learning to harmful effects in the society. Okay, so this is very dangerous. So a person who's having positive aptitude, negative attitude might harm the society or might remain no use for the society, not just harm. Some people are having knowledge and talent, but they do not work for the society. We know very well some people do not work in our country, they just go to different countries, work there, and that is also a problem. So if you have positive aptitude, you should have positive attitude. Some people have negative aptitude, actually they cannot they have a very less ability to learn something, they have a negative attitude too. How? They will decide I'm good for nothing. You might have listened to some people, they have self pity, saying that for first attempt if they don't clear, second attempt also they don't clear, they don't push themselves, they don't try to find out what is wrong, but simply they will decide that I am fit for nothing. They will start self criticizing, they'll say I'm fit for nothing, it is my luck, I don't have luck at all, God is always unfair to me. This is not negative attitude. Do you think that person will face success? No, that person will face only failure in life. Fine. So positive aptitude or negative aptitude, if you have positive attitude, you can attain success. But irrespective of the aptitude being positive or negative, if you have a negative attitude, it is actually of no use to the society or no use to yourself. Sometimes it might be having a destructive effect on yourself and the society. So this is how aptitude and attitude are linked. This is a very important question. It can be asked anytime. Okay. Yes. Next. Okay. Next. Interest and aptitude. So is interest having any link on aptitude? I will ask you a question. Okay. There is a person who actually studies very well. Okay, he is a very good scorer, but he wants to become a cricket player. Okay, but what their parents are doing, their parents are telling that you cannot become a cricket player, cricket has no future, so you should become a doctor. So that person who's having a very big interest in become a cricket player, even though he's having a good aptitude in studying, so what will happen in the future? Obviously he will find the medical college or medical preparation very tough. Okay, yes, I will give you mains questions, do not worry, I will give you some examples of mains question, how questions from aptitude will be asked. Fine. Okay, so this is what is interest will definitely reflect regardless of your skill. Some people have interest, they might not have skill, but they will become successful because when you love something, you put your 100% effort in that and you succeed. And while giving that 100% effort, you don't feel pain. But in certain situations, even though you have skill, but if you don't have interest, whatever you do will be very painful. So obviously interest reflects the things that you like to do regardless of your skill. Especially in Indian culture, what we want to study is decided by the society, not by us. Okay, that do you all agree? So when a person is born itself, when a boy is born, when a girl is born itself, people start deciding what that person is going to do in the future. Like this person will become a this boy will definitely become a doctor. If girl is like walking, they'll be seeing, and this girl should definitely become an engineer. Some will be saying like, see, she is very good at doing certain things, why can't she become a fashion designer? So a girl or a boy, he is not given, he is not asked, she is not asked what is your interest. Instead, it is focused on two things. So two things, what are those things? First thing is how much money you can earn in future based on what degree you do. Second thing is what amount of respect you get in the society because of what you do. Why people go and choose to become doctors? Obviously, some people are there who want to do service, but many choose to become a doctor because it is a very respectful job in the society and it is very good at earning money, according to people. And even to civil services, do you think many people are coming because they want to serve? No, not 100%. I cannot lie saying that every person who is an UPSC civil servant has come because he she can do service. No, because some people are very much attracted to the authority, some people are very much attracted to the social recognition, and some people are very much attracted to a very good salary and very good comfortable life. So interest along with aptitude only can take you to big place. Without interest, whatever you do obviously will be resulting in some issues like stress, all these things. Okay. So it is difficult to be interested in something if you do not understand it. At the same way, it is difficult to if it is difficult to gain skill if you don't have interest in something. Okay. So research has shown that person's aptitude stabilize at around age of 14 and remain so for the rest of life. That is why the learning at the age of 14 is very important. 14, 15, 16. This age is very important. Even in the right to education act, 16 to 14 years of age is considered very important because 6 to 14 years of age is where you acquire your aptitude. Fine. So that is why it is in the to Education Act that this age should be definitely given education to people, because that decides your future. Fine. Next. So regarding interest, will everybody have same interest? No, it is influenced by external factors. How? I'll give you some examples. Let's take this. You have a doctor at you have a doctor at home. So when you are seeing your father, so your father is a doctor, and when you're going outside, what happens is that people are praising your father. Okay, so while looking at your father, you get very much attracted. You admire your father, and you decide that in future you want to become a doctor. Okay, so this is how interest come. Or you're seeing a cricketer. Let's take Dhoni. So I think Dhoni is universally liked by many people. So you have Dhoni as your role model. So what happens is that Dhoni becomes your role model. So you start developing your interest in cricket such a way you are more affiliated. I mean, you have more affinity towards cricket than actual studies. So the external factors are more important in terms of interest. At the same time, if you have aptitude in that particular field, you will be really successful. So that is why I always tell you, in terms of UPSC preparation process, you should all have interest. Okay, I'm not forcing you to develop interest, but when you start learning why UPSC is very respectful job, and why UPSC is very much needed, when why civil servants are very much needed to this society, you will start developing interest in that field. Okay, so these are the important things. Some people want to become mechanical engineering. They choose mechanical engineering because they will be having an interest in bikes. Some people will be having interest in cars. So interest decides your aptitude. At least the degree of aptitude is decided by the interest. Fine. Next, aptitude realization. What is aptitude realization? So let's come to this concept of aptitude realization. For a successful and satisfying career, you should first realize that you have an aptitude. Okay, that is, many people are trapped in wrong professions. A person is really good at accounting, but he might be choosing a arts based career, or something which he is not actually having interest. Even more better example I'll tell you. In some families who have a traditional art form practicing families, they think that their children also should have proper art. Okay, a dancer will be there. If their son or daughter is not dancing properly, they start criticizing that person, but actually that person will be good at becoming a doctor or a civil engineer, architect, we never know. So this is what is the thing. We should realize what aptitude we have. We should realize, are we having an aptitude in this? If you have aptitude in this, continue it. If you do not have aptitude in this, we should actually shift. As I told you, in India, occupation of a person is decided by the family. Even degree you cannot decide what you want. Nowadays the time is changing, yes, but still it is not that easy to decide what you want. Number one, we don't know first of all what are all the careers. The first situation is we don't know what are all the careers available. Second situation is, even though we are interested, our family might not support every time. Even in the UPSC preparation process, first time, second time, if you don't, third time or fourth time, some family do not help. So this is the situation in the Indian societies, especially in these instances. It is very important to realize what kind of aptitude we have. Based on that, we should start working. Aptitude realization is this: what kind of aptitude you have. And this concept you can see, nature or nurture. What is this nature or nurture? Simply I'll tell you, nature means inherent aptitude. Like by birth you have certain aptitude is called as by nature. What are all the kinds of aptitude? By nurture is through proper training. Some will have by nature, they will have a good aptitude. Some can realize aptitude only through nurture. So both things will be present for some people. So some people are very good with born aptitude. Some people are very good with proper training. So with proper Aptitude by nature is something you are born with proper aptitude. By training is called as nurture. Okay, so by nurture means we have to put in extra effort to gain some skills. So, if there is a congruence between a person's family background and his aptitude, then there is a greater probability. For example, a person's father is a doctor, that son is also good at becoming a doctor. So, what will happen is obviously the father will support him. So, there is a more probability he become a very good person. So, in terms of aptitude, family support, financial support, environmental support is all very important. Fine, we know that very well. A person who's having financial support and family support will do better. Obviously, someone else who don't have these both will shine, but the thing is they have to work really hard. It is there is no statement saying that without money or without talent you cannot do well in the life. But still, we should accept the fact that family and finance will definitely help us in attaining the goal very much easier. Next, realizing one's aptitudes requires three things. Correct identification, what kind of attitude you have. Next is your attitude resolves, sorry, pursue the aptitude. So first is what kind of aptitude you have. Next is you should have a positive attitude to start working on that particular aptitude. And then socio-cultural and economic surroundings. So you find out some aptitude and then you work on it. And as I told you, family and finance is nothing but socio-cultural and economic surroundings. Okay, some people want to become a very good actor. It can be female or male. There are so much stereotypes in cinema industries, we know that very well. Because of that social cultural surroundings alone, many will not pursue their career in the cinema field. We know very well how many stereotypes are there, in especially in terms of cinema field. Okay, so this socio-cultural and economic surroundings alone is deciding people's career in many instances. Aptitude identification. How will you identify what kind of aptitude you have? It is very critical to identify. First of all, you should identify what you're good at. Some people, even you can take me as an example. I have done my engineering, but I did not pursue my career in the engineering field. I know very well that I am a good person who can become a very good civil servant. So I just came on this side for preparing the UPSC examination. So this identification of aptitude is very important, especially how it can be done. It can be done by three methods. First is informal test, formal test, and achievement test. Informal test is just by asking through families. Like when you do something good, naturally it is informal test. Like a child who is painting well. So that's a kind of informal test, and the parents are identifying, okay, this person, this child is very good at painting, so this person might become a painter in future. Some kids, dance really well when some songs are played. So that means that person can actually become a very good dancer in future. So this is informal test. Formal test is, examination. UPSC is the best examination for formal test. Okay, so you have a certain questionnaires or you have certain activities which you have to perform so that in future you have a proper aptitude or a proper identification of aptitude. And also you should find out, is it inborn or is it through nurture. So this is formal test. That is how UPSC examination is conducted. The prelims, mains and interviews conducted on that aspect only. Okay, so formal test means a very proper designed structured test where you have certain questionnaires or certain activities asked to be performed based on which your aptitude is identified. So this is the test of UPSC. You have comprehension, interpersonal skills, personality test is to check if you have a proper interpersonal skill. Yes, obviously leadership quality, your society-based question, your essay, your ethics paper will decide if you have ethics or leadership quality, etc. Decision making and problem solving. Decision making and problem solving is purely it is found out through preliminary examination. In preliminary examination, you have a question, four options are given, there you have to decide the option. So that is simply based on decision making. And your general mental ability, basic numeracy, data interpretation, everything comes based on the aptitude. Fine. So from this test, they find out if you have a proper aptitude or not. Finally, achievement test. It is based on the skills, abilities, and knowledge gained. So how it happens? So you have a class, you learn something, and from that you are given a test. That is called as achievement test. Okay, usually it is done through given proper training, and then a test is conducted. So this is called as achievement test. Fine. So in UPSC you have all these three tests which you will find out what kind of aptitude you have. Based on that only you are even chosen for UPSC Civil Services Examination. So thank you so much. What kind of mains question can be asked? Mains questions like what are the aptitudes needed for civil services? Number one, what kind of aptitudes are needed for civil services can be a question. Next, what are the difference between nature and nurture based aptitudes can be a question. Or sometimes how aptitude can be realized, or how can you make a person realize an aptitude, that can be a question. Or if a person does not realize his aptitude, what will be the consequences in life, that also can be a question. Fine. So these are the kinds of question. Do not worry, one day we will especially have discussions on mains questions. Okay. So thank you so much. Nice meeting you all. We'll be meeting in the special class 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So there we will have top 50 polity questions discussion. Fine. So happy meeting you all. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. Share this video, like this video, and use my code SUBA to get 10% of discount from your subscription fee. Okay. So yes, sure. I will put the questions in the PPT also hereafter. Thank you so much. Fine. So definitely I'll put these questions in the PPT. Fine. Thank you so much. Always